menu bar. Either that or my computer's just screwed up today. Okay, so we're recording and we're going to get started here. So I wanted to touch base first before we dive completely in on what it means to go Emerald. Right now, you guys, going Emerald is more important than ever because of some of the things that are coming up for us soon. And if y'all want to mute, let's see, let me hit mute all real quick. Okay, that way we just don't have feedback. There are some things coming up in the company that make being an Emerald coach something you need to lock in like now. So the last Thursday of the month is when you want to qualify as an Emerald coach. Thursdays are always the day with Beachbody that things turn over. That's when we get paid. That's when ranks show up. So let's say you get your first 2 coaches on a Monday. It won't show that you're Emerald until that Thursday, okay? So the 29th is the absolute last day to be Emerald in November. In order for that to count for you to get customer leads, which is one of the perks of Emerald that we'll talk about tonight, but that'll be, you'll be able to get customer leads in December. Let me tell you why, particularly, you want to try to qualify for customer leads in the month of December and January. Transform 20 comes out in December. The way that we get customer leads, you guys, as being a Emerald coach and hitting Success Club, I guess my light's out of battery. Sad. Oh, poop. Got distracted there. By you hitting Success Club and being an Emerald coach, you get customer leads. Well, the lead pool through Beachbody is fed by how many customers are coming in. So you're always going to get at least one paid lead if you get Success Club 10 or Success Club 5, you're going to get, some customer leads. But if you were to hit Success Club 10 in November and you get paid leads in December, think about all the leads that are going to be coming in with Transform 20 releasing in December and January. Does that make sense? So you want to be able to take advantage of that lead pool. And when 80-Day Obsession launched last year and when 2B Mindset launched in May, those were like the biggest volume times ever for the company. And so by you being an Emerald coach, you're going to be able to cycle off of that volume, which is another thing that you'll learn about tonight when it comes to being an Emerald coach. But you're going to want to be able to take advantage of that volume that's going to be accumulating with our team by the release of that program, or else you're not going to get to tap into that by not being Emerald, okay? So very, very important right now that you be pushing towards that goal as soon as you possibly can. Okay, let me see if I can figure out how to share slides now that it just looks different. I hope I can figure this out. Do you see a way to share slides on your side or share your screen? Start share. Hang on. Okay, I think I'm figuring it out. You're going to see my bank account here. Okay. I love when technology changes. Okay. And just to go over before we start, I'll let Leslie take off in a second here. But if you don't know when Transform 20 releases, that's releasing December 4th for early access sign up. Once we're able to order it, I'll know more about the package availability by the end of this week. We're going to have a meeting on Friday and they'll tell us what that's going to look like. But you'll be able to sign up for early access to Transform 20 on December 4th. What early access means is when Transform 20 releases, not everybody's going to be able to get to it on Beachbody On Demand right away. Okay, so if you want to be able to get to Transform 20 early and be with the first people to go through it. And if you're a coach, I highly, highly recommend that you take advantage of starting programs with everybody else, because that's going to be the buzz on social media. And people are going to be like, hey, what's Transform 20? And if you're not doing it, you can't tell them about it. Well, you can, but it's a little more difficult, right? So you would sign up for Transform 20 Early Access December 4th, and then they're going to have some sort of ramp up program for you to do until they start the actual test group on January 14th, okay? The ramp up workouts, I think, are going to be 10 or 15 minutes, which will be fun to do throughout the holidays when people are super busy. I know 10 minutes isn't very long, but hey, it's better than nothing. And believe me, 10 minutes with Shaun T is going to kick your butt either way. He's not going to let you off easy. So we'll do those. And then January 14th is when we will do a team-wide for you, for your challengers to join into. It will be our team-wide test group where we are going to all do Transform 20 together. It's super fun. There's always a lot of energy when we do a program together for the first time like that. Those are always my favorite groups because it's new to all of us, and we're all on the same calendar and going through that process together. It's just a really fun experience to be a part of. So you're going to want to be a part of that. And drum roll, you being a coach and doing Transform 20 get to be in Shaun T's group as well. So he's going to be running a test group, just be like a group that we're running, but he's going to have one, and he's going to be going live in there and talking to y'all. And that is really, really cool. And another perk that you can share with your potential coaches that they're going to want to be a part of. So, okay. So that's kind of the news. I'm going to let Leslie, girl, if you want me to unmute you, I'll do it for you. There you go. She's going to.
Hey.
Hi. And Leslie, by the way, is just so you know who I am. I'm Kristen. I started Dream Big 7 years ago. Military spouse, 4 girls. Leslie is a diamond, 1-star diamond coach, right? And she has been a coach, 3 years?
3 years.
3 years, yeah. And her and I met on Facebook through a Facebook group that one of our friends had created for moms. And so we started talking through there. And here she is. She's such an incredible person, incredible leader. Follow her on social media because she's hilarious and just a lot of high energy. So, girl, take it over.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Kristen Sharp. As my kids say, who are you talking to, Mom? Kristen Sharp? But no, my name's Leslie. I'm looking through here and I'm like, I don't know any of y'all. I need to know y'all. But I'm Leslie Fiskus. I live in South Texas. Corpus Christi, live down on the coast by the beach. And like Kristen said, I've been a coach for 3 years. What else? I have 2 kids. I have a 12-year-old boy who is every bit of 12, going on 13. And then I have an 8-year-old girl, and married to my husband, Brian. He's super supportive. And so I do this full time. I was a former survival swim instructor. I taught babies and toddlers how to survive should they fall into a body of water. And so I did that for a long time. Decided that, coaching I replaced my income. And so because of that, I was able to make the decision to stay home instead of teaching swim all summer long. I was able to stay home and make memories with my kids when they were out of school because I can work anywhere. And being a swim instructor, I was locked to my backyard pool all day long, every day of the summer. And so this has been so wonderful. It has given me so much freedom, not only with my time, but financial freedom, and then just physical freedom overall. I mean, my life has completely changed. When I first started coaching, I never ever thought that I was going to be a coach. I signed up with Kristen to get a discount on my products. And after the first 30 days with Kristen, I was like, oh my gosh, I could totally do this. You just run challenge groups? And she was all, yeah. So I was like, well, I know so many people who could use this. And so I immediately started running groups 3 years ago, and I have run groups every single month from that time. And, you know, when I first went through training, Kristen told me to read a book, and I read a book, and it was by Danny Johnson. And Danny Johnson coaches you on leadership, right? And so in this book, she was super interesting, but in one of the chapters, she said, find somebody that has what you want and get their time. Find somebody that has what you want, do whatever it takes to get their time, and do exactly what they tell you to do. Exactly. Not your version of what you think it should be, but do exactly what they tell you to do. And then be there in a year and then see how it's going. Okay. And so I read that and I thought, okay. So I was like, Kristen, listen, you're making the big bucks, and I want to make the big bucks. And so, you know, this is going to bring me so much freedom. Tell me how you did it. What do you do? And so one of the first things she told me to do was, okay, girl, you need to go emerald, like quickly. And so I said, I don't even know what that means, but okay. Tell me how to do it. So I was on a call like this, and Kristen was leading it, and she taught us how to go emerald. And, you know, I immediately did that. I did it very quickly. And because I was coachable and I did what she told me to do, I was able to go diamond quickly too. So I encourage you, you know, to really, really, if you have not done so, write down your goals and find someone that matches your goals, who has already hit that goal, and say, okay, tell me what you did. Do exactly what they tell you to do, okay? So you may not even know what emerald means, okay? Well, I didn't either. But it is super, super simple, and it is super, super important for you to do this right off the bat. Okay, so we try to overcomplicate it, and you do not have to overcomplicate it. It is so stinking easy to go emerald, guys. And basically all it is we like to say U plus 2. Okay, so here's you on the pyramid, right? At the very, very top of, I shouldn't have said pyramid. Your tree. You're the star on your Christmas tree. You're at the top. Well, you're going to have 2 branches that come off of you, right? And so all it means is you, and then a coach on one side and a coach on the other side. And it is so, so easy to find coaches, okay? It's easy to find coaches when you're going emerald, okay? Right off the bat, U plus 2. And you know, we're going to teach you how to go emerald in 24 hours, but I want you guys to know that if you do the things that we tell you to do, you could probably go emerald in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's that easy. So U plus 2. And Kristen's going to go into it a little bit deeper on the steps on how to get there and where you can find those coaches. But I'm just going to tell you, before she does that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the perks of going emerald and why it's so important. Some of you, I don't know if you guys have taken the personality tests. The GEMS test. If you have, amazing. If you haven't, you need to get with your coach and you need to have them send you the GEMS test. You need to know your personality, okay? I am a sapphire, but I also have a little bit of ruby in me. A sapphire means life of the party. You're just in it for the party. Let's wing it. Let's just do it. Is it fun? Okay, if it's fun, I'm game. But a ruby personality is very competitive. We like to be recognized. We like the recognition. And when you go emerald, you get that. Not only are you sent things in the mail, but you are also recognized at Summit. Summit is the big, huge coach convention that we have every year, and you are recognized at Summit. And that is just a really, really cool thing for those that are motivated by recognition. I am. Also, another perk is that you get to cycle. This is something that was really hard for me to understand until I started cycling, and that is a whole different training. But basically, you're going to have volume on each side of your legs, and the volume will. How do you say it, Kristen? It cancel out like 200 points to 100. How would you say that?
It cycles. It just makes totals up to make a cycle when you have a total of 300. And I want
okay.
one side, 200 from the other. But
you right.
never use it. Like if you have let's say you have 400 on one side and 100 on the other, and you cycle, you're not going to lose what's remaining unless you go inactive.
Right. And that is so confusing, you guys. The personality that I have listening to it was very, very, I was like, I don't know what the heck, just tell me what to do, because I don't get that. But it's not until you start cycling that you're like, oh, okay, I get it. And the cycling video by Coach Caleb, maybe we can post that for them too. That is really, really, really a good way. It spoke to me, and I was like, oh, that totally makes sense. So cycling. And perks of going Emerald. If you are an Emerald coach, meaning you, and you've got 2 active coaches on each side, and you hit Success Club 5, you get customer leads, meaning everybody who is signed up on the Beachbody website and they've purchased something, when they go into the Beachbody website, they purchase something, Beachbody asks them, would you like us to put you in contact with an accountability coach or a fitness coach? And if they say yes, then they send it. All those people go out to the Emerald coaches who have hit Success Club. So it's basically a free lead and somebody that you can reach out to. I know that several of us have had these leads and they've turned into amazing rock star coaches. Okay. So leads are super important, but I think those are pretty much of hitting Emerald. Basically, it is the first step in wealth building. Okay. You can make money all day selling challenge packs, and you can make money for date night selling challenge packs. And that's great if that's your goal. But if you are wanting to build an income, a part-time income, you're going to need to build your team. And this is the first step in building your team. And so I highly encourage you to take all these steps that Kristen is about to share and to go ahead and get on it tonight.
Yes. To go along with that, getting to Emerald, and she was saying that's how you start to build your residual income. I don't know if we talk about this later or not, but the cycling, when you're an Emerald coach, she mentioned, you're going to build a cycle for every 300 basically in volume that you start to create. That's $14 a cycle. Now, that may sound small, but you've got to think the long game, you guys. Well, even if you cycled once a week, that's like an extra $50 a month. That's not bad, right? But you want to not just get to Emerald and stay there. The idea is to get to Emerald, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again. You do it every single month, because the more you grow your team, the more volume you're going to bring in, and the more cycling that's going to occur. My income now is only 3% commissions, and I make over $200,000 a year. Okay, so that is the power in building a team over time, what you can create. So that did not happen overnight. So don't think that, I got there in a year, but I did replace my teaching income within 2.5 years. That's not bad, right? Staying home, working an hour, 2 hours a day, building my team, helping my challengers succeed. And then it just accumulated from there as I just kept going and stayed very consistent with what I was doing. So I'm just telling you guys that so you know the power and what it means to build a team, because I think sometimes people are like, why don't you build a team? Like, I'm only getting $14 a cycle. Well, that's just at Emerald. Once you are, so I'm moving this chat box. Once you are a Diamond coach, you are going to be able to cycle. It's 18 a cycle, right? Leslie, is it 18 or 19?
It's 18.
Yeah, 18 cycles, 16 at Ruby. So that goes up. But the more you grow your team and you're helping your coaches succeed in their growing teams, the more that volume starts to grow for you. All right, so let's talk about person number 1. Who is that first person going to be? You're going to put them on your weak leg, and you want it to be someone that you have some control over, meaning you could manipulate their account. That sounds kind of bad, but my husband basically he is my someone I can control. He is at the very top of my weak leg. Although both of my legs I have just been able to build pretty evenly because my upline's not really putting a whole lot of volume underneath me. That just has to do with my placement. I've built those legs myself. But he's at the very top of my downline, okay? Because of that, all this volume has built up underneath him over time, and his account brings in around $4,000 to $5,000 a month just in cycling. So that's why you want to get your spouse signed up soon and at the very top. If you don't have a spouse, that's okay. You know, it could be someone else who's really close to you. It could be your mom, your aunt, your best friend, just someone else at the top that's willing to sign up and help you out and get started, okay? But yeah, you want to put your spouse on the weak leg. Just trust me on that. That's the better place that I didn't know that in the beginning. Greg just happened to end up there. But if your husband is on the strong leg, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. There are benefits of that as well. But by putting them on your weak leg, and you start to build your spouse to Emerald and beyond as well, so that he also cycles, then you're helping your weak leg volume, okay? If that confuses you, don't worry about it. I'll show you some videos later. I did not understand this at the beginning either, so if you're sitting there like, holy crap, I have no clue what you're talking about, I didn't either. It wasn't until I started building my team, I started looking at my back office and seeing that start to happen, that things started to click. And I most definitely made mistakes along the way as I was building. It was like, well, shoot, I shouldn't have done that, but I didn't know. And you learn by doing and by making some of those mistakes. But you can also make sure as you're building your team, ask your upline diamond to look at it and say, hey, does this placement look right? Is this the best way to do this that's most beneficial for what you're trying to do and what your goals are? So definitely, especially when you started. Go ahead, Leslie.
I still do that. I still ask you sometimes, hey, where do I put this person? Where does it make most sense?
Yeah, and I do too. I mean, sometimes I'm like, I don't know, and I'll ask somebody else that I know that's really good and understands volume and team building. I'll go to them and say, hey, what do you think about this idea? Does that make sense to do this? Because it's definitely not my strongest point in understanding that, but I've definitely learned to understand more as I've gone. Okay. So now, how do you sign up your spouse and be able to make money at the same time? Okay. I talked to some of you about this the other day in a message thread, but you're going to purchase a challenge pack for them. That's one way to do it. And that would be, let's say you purchase a challenge pack. In fact, the challenge packs right now are $140 because they're on promotion. So it's less than that. You're going to get a commission of, I guess, $50 if it was a $160. I think it might be slightly less because it's on sale. But you'll get some commission back. And then what you could do, if your spouse is not drinking Shakeology right now, for example, when Greg signed up, we couldn't afford 2 bags a month. I hoarded Shakeology, and I'm like, don't drink my shakes. Now we all drink it in this household. But at that time, we just couldn't afford 2 bags. So what I would do is I ordered packets, and I resold them to people who were doing my 7-day challenge groups. So $5 a packet times the 24 packets that you're going to get in a box is $120. Okay, so now you've made $10 by signing up your spouse plus you get 2 Success Club points for the month. So and then all you got to do is get a couple more people on board with you, and you have hit Emerald, and you've made Success Club. If your husband's a veteran or in the military, they get to sign up for free. Keeping your spouse active. Of course, there's tons of things now that you can order through your spouse's account, like Energize and Recover. There's the Beachbody bars. There's 3-day refresh. I mean, there's tons of things. You can order more Shakeology, Daily Sunshine. But if that's not an option for you, then you could have a customer order run through his account each month that would give him the PV. So let's say you have a customer that is ordering Shakeology and they're continuing to order it. You could transfer transfer the customer to your husband's account to where it's really ordering through his account, and that will give him the volume he needs to remain active. You just have to watch it because it will warn you because every 35 days you need to make sure you have 50 PV to remain active. And, it'll flash in red if someone's projected inactive, and you need to make sure you get an order through them. Keeping them active, like I said, when you're an active coach, you start to accumulate volume underneath you. When you go inactive, all that volume just bottoms out to zero. So it's really like a loss of income or potential income in the future. Worst case scenario though, you guys, get your spouse signed up, and just so you have their place held in the downline. If they did have to go inactive, and you just have to pay the coach business fee for them, which is the $15.99, at least their spot is locked into the downline. Okay. Obviously we want to get your spouse signed up and you get your other coach and you remain Emerald. That is, important and ideal, but, get them signed up, and then maybe you sign up another coach. And if you have to let your spouse go inactive, so be it. I don't want you guys to stress over that, but there are ways to keep them active that isn't costing you money either. All right, Leslie, do you want to talk about the second coach, the dirt list, or you want me to do that?
Yeah. So the dirt list, this is somebody who loves you so much that they would buy dirt from you. And the very first people to ask is your family. So if you have a cousin that is your best friend and y'all just do everything together, and she supports you with everything, you may want to ask her first, or him, and just, that would be a good person. And you may be thinking, but I don't want to ask my family. I don't want to sell to my family. I don't want to do that. Well, that is a mindset, okay? Because if you were to go to a restaurant and you were like, oh my gosh, Stephanie would love this place and I am going to bring her here, would you not go to Stephanie and say, Stephanie, oh my gosh, you've got to try out this new restaurant with me. It's awesome. I know that you would love it. Their food is amazing. It tastes so good. Yes, you would do that. So we have an amazing product. We know it's amazing. Why would we not share it with our friends and our family who love us? And I always tell people, all they can say is, no, not right now. Okay. And so a family member, that's a really, really good place to start. A family member, friends that, you have grown up with all your life, your best friend, that would be a, ideal person to ask. And it's, we have little scripts that we will post and show you how to invite those people without sounding icky and gross. But basically you're just saying, hey, I am trying this new thing out and I love it. I have had some amazing results and I think you'd like it too. Why don't you hop on board and do this with me? And, just ask them, would you support me in it? Because I bet that they would do the same to you too. All right. So don't be afraid to do that. That would be an ideal person to ask. Okay. You know, you opened a business. If you opened an ice cream shop, you would just hope that your friends would come and support you at the ice cream shop, right? It's, you know, the same thing. Also, hardworking friends. If you are running challenge groups right now, how many people are running challenge groups? How many people have challengers in challenge groups right now? Any of you guys? You do? Okay. So start there. If you see a challenger that is rocking their, they are ordering Shakeology, they're drinking it every day, they are rocking their journey, they are showing up in your group every day, ask them, hey, oh my gosh, you are rocking this challenge group. So many people are looking up to you. You are inspiring so many people. Why have you ever considered doing what I do? You're already doing it anyway. You're already doing half of what I do. That would be a great way to ask a challenger. And in reality, if I've got challengers in my group, they're drinking Shakeology, I ask every single challenger if they want to sign up to be a coach. So every single one. I throw out a general post in my challenge group inviting everybody to the coach opportunity or to get the 25% discount, but I also individually ask every single person if they would like. And that is, and quite honestly, most of my coaches all of my coaches except for Brian have come from challenge groups, with the exception of the coach that I just signed up. But yeah, so yeah, and you wanna close it out, Kristen?
Yeah, sorry, because my credit card apparently I gotta pay for my Zoom to extend.
Oh no!
It was trying to do it and I'm having trouble. Okay, so this is an example invite. She kind of talked about this, but you know, like, hey girl, I can't believe I did it, but I'm excited. You know how much I'm enjoying fitness and the results I've been getting doing these at-home workouts. So I decided I want to pass that on to others. I signed up to be a coach. I haven't told many about it. I'm nervous, but I haven't felt this way in a while. So I'm excited and have huge dreams about where it's going to take me and my family. I'll be running these amazing online health groups with my team to help others get healthy and re-energized. You should see some of the transformations. And honestly, you could probably cut this down. This is a little wordy, but you know, I'm wanting you to try it for 30 days with me. Can I count on you? What do you think? And then just wait for their response and talk to them about challenge groups. And then you could say, you know, there's 2 ways to get you signed up. One way is as a customer, but the better option is as a coach, because it's going to cost you the same and you'll be able to get 25% off on your future orders. And so that's a real easy way to share the coaching opportunity. All right, so we have less than a minute. Sorry, y'all. Darn credit card. I don't know why I didn't go through. What I want y'all to do is when we get off this call, post. I'll put this recording up in just a few minutes, but send me or in that comments. Actually, send them to me in a private message. The name of the account that you're going to sign up that you can control, like your spouse or a best friend or your mom and dad or something. And then a dirt list person, you know, at least maybe 2 or 3 people that you're going to reach out to tonight and share an invite like I just shared with you, and get them signed up so you can be an Emerald coach you could do
tomorrow.
it
Thursday.
And by Thursday, you'd wake up as an Emerald coach on our team. All right, so that's it, guys. If you have any questions, just comment in the group when I post the recording, and we are happy to answer those. And I will also put up the recording on cycling so you can get a better idea of what that is too. All right, good night. Thanks, Leslie.
Yay!
Bye, y'all. Have a good night.